Here we go. Welcome, welcome. No stalling today. I saw the notification, so let's go. No stalling today. How's everybody? Welcome to an episode 42, 42 of the Troy Graham Experience. Daddy's Lounge. I did it all backwards. Is welcome to the Troy Graham Experience, Daddy's Lounge, episode 42. Wow. Sooner or later, I'm going to surpass my own age. 42. I'm, you don't know how proud I am of that. 42 episodes of this. It's a beautiful thing. I look far away. I'm sitting someplace else in this house. Let me lean forward a little bit 'cause I'm still working on the lighting and other little things here and there. I'm working on it. But welcome to the Troy Graham Experience, Daddy's Lounge. I hate when I open my door right there. Flies. When you're in the South, the flies have no manners. None. They just, you have no, they have no manners. Anyhow, welcome to the Troy Graham Experience, Daddy's Lounge, number 42. And today, the title of today's show is You Don't Have to Know Everything to Be a Father. You just have to know that you are willing to be a father. You don't have to know everything to be a father. You just have to be willing to be a father. One more time for those who going to watch this and not catch the first two times. You don't have to know everything to be a father. You just have to be willing to be a father to know. Okay? What does that simplistic bunch of words mean, man? I don't know. I don't know, because I knew everything going into father. I knew I had everything. I read all the books, took advice from anybody who give me advice. Yeah, I went to all the self-help classes. I was ready. For what? I didn't do any of that. I didn't do any of that whatsoever. I didn't go to no. I did take a fatherhood course, but that was after they were born, right? But I didn't read any books. I didn't do any of that. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you read these books, people only tell you about the good that they did, and fatherhood is not one size fit all. So you telling me about all the good your way of raising your child work, how is that going to really work for me? How you know that's going to work for me? Right? How you know that's going to work for me? You don't know. You don't really know. So that's why I really didn't do that. I was married. My child was on the way. I worked. I worked. I would go into work at 3. Well, I'll pick up my oldest child from school. I'll go into work at 3. Then I'll punch in so I wouldn't be late. Then I have somebody cover for me while I left work to go pick her up from school and dropped her over at grandmother's house, then came back because her mom worked all the way downtown and we were in the county. So I was the closest one to pick her up. All right. So I picked up my daughter, dropped her over at grandma's house, came back to work, and act like nothing happened. Right. So that was how it worked. Everything was kind of like I flew. I learned as I was going. I don't want to say I just did it by ear or happenstance. No, I was mentally prepared for this thing. I didn't just go in there thinking, "Whoo, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got a child on the way. I got a job. I mean, I can't. I didn't have that type of emotion. I just was. I wasn't about that time either. I was just straightforward, very standard about it. I was like, I'm having my first child, first biological child. I had my first biological child. Wow. Here I am, 29, having my first biological child, even though I've been raising one since I was 21. All right. So, and on top of that, I'm the oldest brother, so I know how to change Pampers and a lot of other things coming up. So I was just, my mind was ready for it. And I had a decent job, I was making, I was making good money. I was making enough money to keep the lights on, keep the roof over our head and stuff like that, keep food in the house until she healed up. Because because it was the oldest child at the time was 11. Then there was a newborn on the way. So my wife had to heal up from that. So I was the only one working at that time. So was I ready for all that? I didn't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You don't. What you do, you have the will to you have the will to say I'm ready. You also have the will to say I'm not ready, and then you leave, and then someone else is put in that position. But you can't get mad if someone else steps up. You can't get mad at that man if you go because you said I'm not ready for this, and leave that woman by herself to do it. She happens to meet someone who's attracted to her and who's willing to build with her and your child. What you gonna be mad about? Nothing. That's the first thing. You chose to leave, or in some cases, she chose to leave. That whole postpartum or whatever, and then they leave the father to do everything. She can't get mad either. But since we're talking about fatherhood, we're gonna stick to fatherhood. Stick to the fathers. So back to what I was saying. Our first child's coming, and he was a preemie, and I had jaundice. All of them had jaundice, and they were all preemie. They were all beautiful. Hmm. Of course they were. You see what their dad is. But was I ready? The only way I could tell you the truth about that, maybe financially, no. But mentally, I said I ain't going nowhere. This what God got for me. I'm sticking and staying through the storms, through the pain, through the rain, all of that. Because I'm sticking and staying, and that's the will. The knowledge that you gained after doing it and doing it and doing it, I mean, by staying there and just raising your child, that'll make you prepared for fatherhood. Staying and going through whatever comes, that will prepare you. Because look, I knew how to change Pampers already. 'Cause like I said, I was the oldest. So, I changed my brother's Pampers and all that. I gave them baths too. So I knew how to do all that. Uh, I had to learn all over again how to warm up the bottle, not to make the water too hot and all that stuff. Put it on your hand right here. Make sure if it's too hot for you, you damn sure know it's gonna be too hot for them because they babies. Then I had to get them on a schedule, which I did at the age of 3 months. The firstborn, it just took consistency. What I did was to get them ready to go to sleep. The first one, I put him on my chest and I would read him my children's Bible. So he would go to sleep by the beat of my heart. So I constantly did that night after night after night after night after night. And guess what? Little boy went to sleep around 8 o'clock every night by 3 months old. You got to stop. At 3 months old, he was going to bed at 8 o'clock. So yeah, it was beautiful, man. And then here's what happens though. 16 months later, come number two or number three. Call him number. He's number three. And so number three came, and he was a little difficult. He had jaundice bad. He had to stay in the hospital for a little bit, right? He had to stay in there for a little bit. So he was a preemie too, even though he was damn near 10 pounds. He was a preemie, right? So it's difficult to get him on a schedule because he was complete opposite of his brother. His brother was easy, just read to him, but this one, not so much. He wanted to hoot and holler and kick up foot and all that stuff, and I had to pretty much put him to sleep in another room because he would wake his brother up. So all these things, these are trial runs. That's how you, like the title says, you don't have to know everything to be a father or a good father. You just have to be willing to be a father, and you will become a good father. Trust me, you're gonna make mistakes. I don't know who anybody tells you that you don't make mistakes doing this thing. Don't listen to them. Anybody tell you, hey man, it's easy, man. It's just easy. Don't listen to them. It's a wonderful thing. Make no mistake about it. But it is a level of difficulty to this thing too. So that was that when they were 16 months apart, and I had to separate them to get them to go to sleep. Then 3 years later, another one came. That was the last one. I was out of the baby making business after that. No more babies, no more. So he came. He was quick because he had two older brothers. So he watched them. I taught them how to use the toilet and all of that. I used to, the first two, I used to put them in the tub together. I used to put them in the tub together, get that bubble bath and all that. Get to, I'm a 70s baby, so I would go out and get them old army men, put them in the tub with them, let them just splash around and have some fun. But earlier I couldn't do that. I had the baby tub, and I set that in the tub and wash one up at a time and leave one in the playpen with the suit thing in his mouth, right? Pacifier in his mouth, and let him chill out and go to sleep. Now just what I would do sometimes is I'll pull the playpen closer to the bathroom so I wouldn't have to break my neck out, so he'd be right outside the bathroom in the playpen, the other one in the tub, and I'm washing and I'm looking and I'm washing and I'm looking. And that's what else was I supposed to do? I was usually the only one at home sometime. You know, when she got better, she went back to work. So I did the overnight shift, she did the day shift. So when she was at work, I was at home. I was at work. She was at home. See? And I did all that, man, washing them up. It got to the point where when they got older, we lived on the second floor, so they were splashing water all out on the bathroom floor. I had to mop it up. And the neighbor never came and spoke to me. He came and banged on the door after I left, right? Talking about, you letting water come downstairs on us and all that. And so I had to go have a conversation with brother because you don't wait till I leave and then come bang on my door and get my pregnant wife all nervous and all that. And so I had to go have a coming to Jesus moment with the brother, and got to the point where I lost all respect for the brother downstairs because, you know, he let his woman step in front of him and do all the talking. So I'm like, no disrespect to you, but why are you talking when he the one that came upstairs? That's another thing with fatherhood, man. You got to learn how to when you're young, and you got to control that anger. Because what's up, Phil? The first thing you want to do is just protect your family. That's natural. That's your nature, right? And I didn't like the fact that he would wait till I leave all the time, then come bang on my door, like she said, like police, instead of just talking to me man to man. That's what men's supposed to do. So I had to go talk to the man. And I wanted him to come outside. I was gonna hem him up. Is that it's just I just felt like he wanted to threaten a woman. So I said, I'm here now. Come talk to me. Don't go banging on my door while I'm not there. That's the male lion right there. Come protect the home. So, but look, when you're young and you have kids, man, you get that fire in your soul that I got to rip somebody's flesh off if I feel the danger. And I understand. But if you rip their flesh off and you go away, who gonna take care of your kids? You could actually be very firm and diplomatic and still rip their skin off in a certain way. But you just have to be a little bit more diplomatic. Kill them with kindness, but let them know we're not having this discussion again because you're not knocking on my damn door no more. Okay? Not like that. No. No. So, that being said, I didn't know. I just knew that I didn't want to leave and not know my children. So I was willing to stay and take care of them, which is what I did. But along the way, you learn things. I'm not even gonna lie. You learn as you're coming up, and you make mistakes as you're coming up. Sometimes like you got to learn the size of the Pampers and all that. You got to learn what is newborn Pampers from whatever size. You got to learn Pampers are expensive on top of that, so you don't want to buy the wrong ones. You damn sure don't want to buy the wrong ones because they ain't cheap. You got to know what type of milk to get for them because some of that milk disturbs their little bellies. And then uh, if you have a breast pump, your women watch it know that when she not there, you definitely got to date that, and you got to use that up. And you don't want to make it too hot, like I said, when you boil the water. And then you also, most importantly, don't let a bunch of people around your children, for the obvious reasons, but people come with spirits. They come with spirits, and those spirits leave energies, and some of that stuff filters into your babies because they're wide open. You don't want to let a lot of spirits around your kids, man. Be very what's the word I'm looking for? Closed off or sometimes like, nah, you can't come over. My baby asleep. Whatever you gotta do to keep your child away from that type of person. Whatever it takes. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the lighting right. Oh, ooh, that lighting is. Let me turn it. There we go. Whole lot better now. But what's up, Phil Roberts? How you doing? Subjective. I don't know what you mean, but you see you could jump on and chat if you want to, Phil. But yeah, uh, well, all of this is subjective because what I do is not going to be right for everybody else to do. I'm just saying that if you lack the will and you have the knowledge to do something, it's not going to work because you can have all the knowledge and skill in the world, but if you don't have the will to do something, then mhm. Oh, subjective. Yeah. So you might be right. You might be right, Phil. So you know, I heard it. I heard from an older person one day. I forgot what the situation was with me, but I'm like, I'm just not ready for this. And this older lady in the bank pulled me over, or in the supermarket, wherever I was. And she's like, God don't pick people who are ready to do anything. He picks people who are willing. And if he didn't believe you were willing, and then you would get ready, and you will, I mean, once you're willing, you will learn how to be ready, then he wouldn't have picked you to do this. Because I must have been having a bad day that day. Because I had the double stroller, and I would have one in my arms, and no, I never had the strap thing. So I had two in the stroller, and I'll have to. And at that time, one of them was walking. So the one that could walk, he stayed on my hip, and the other two were in the stroller. And so I had to learn how to deal with that. And let me tell you something, brothers. When I used to ride the bus before I got the car with a stroller, I missed a lot of buses because I was not folding that thing up. And most of the time, my day would end around 3, and I would be with them children, man. And they'd be like, fold that stroller up. No, because I'm gonna miss my stop. By the time I fold it up and then have to unfold it and get two kids out who can't walk, I'm the bus driver. Most of them cats will drive off, man. I'd be like, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. So that's why I never want to fold up my stroller. So I would wait. If the bus was full, I wait for the next one. If that had a lot of people, I wait. Then I get on the third bus because it was a little bit more easy to deal with. I could just go in the back. They like fold it up. I'm like, I'm in the back. I'm not folding up nothing. And I just never folded up my stroller. I just couldn't deal with it. Yeah. Because it was, let me tell you, that's one hard thing to do. It's one hard thing to do. If I had to do it over, I would change a few things. Like we would definitely keep a car. Because at that point I didn't have a car and I was with my three sons all the time. But once I got that car, we had to get a bigger car, of course, because I got a Volvo at one point. That wasn't big enough. Volvo station wagon. Then I had an Astro van. I bought with my tax money. I bought an Astro van and started a cleaning company. So that was big. That was big enough for everybody. There was six of us. So that was big enough for everybody. So, but this fatherhood thing is not, to me. You can read everything you want. You can go to all the. Like I said, I did take a fatherhood class uh, later on when they were a little bit older. I did so more for myself. I wanted to just talk to other brothers like myself and see what was going on. I should never open that door to go get my mail because there's a fly in my house now and he's annoying me. But yeah, I needed to share time with other brothers like myself, single fathers and so forth. Or just hear how they dealt with the whole thing, whether they were married, single, just going through it. And it was all had varying stories, and I had a story, and we just shared. If you into it like that, then maybe you could find a group in your area that fits you. Don't Like I said, you gotta look to see what fits you because not all things are for all people. That's the first one I found I didn't dig. My spirit told me not to go there, so I didn't go there. Second one, it was short. I came in a few times and mm-mm, wasn't the right fit. Third time when I was in the city, I like that. I like the time. I like the area. I like the individuals. They were varying in age, and some were married, some were not married ever, and some were single, and da 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 da. Da. But everybody was going through something, and it had something to do with their children. You know, so you sitting back and you might you might be a youngster right now, say 15, 16, 17, and your little girlfriend's pregnant. You're like, oh, I don't know what to do. And da, 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 da. You're not supposed to know what to do. You're not supposed to know what to do at all. The only thing you got to do is set your mind to say, this is my child, and I'm going to take care of him. Right? That's what you're supposed to say. And then the rest, you in your 40s and never wanted kids. Okay. But um, once you get to the point where you find out that your girlfriend's pregnant, guess what, youngster? You have to tell, you got to go and show respect to your parents and her parents and bring them together if you can and just let everybody know I don't really know what I'm doing, but I know one thing. I'm not going nowhere. And somebody's parents are gonna ask for a blood test. I would advise you just to go ahead and do it. Just to keep the peace. Just go ahead and do it. Don't get offended. Of course I wouldn't be offended. But keep the peace. Go ahead and get it done. Right? Okay. And I'll make it a little bit easier for you. And once you get that straightened out, you know those are your children or that's your child. You just work. I mean, even if you ain't graduate high school, graduate high school. Graduate. I mean, keep going to school, even if you got to go to night school, and she got to go to day school, so one of y'all can stay home and take care of them kids. Do it. As long as you walk across that stage, and then the next phase of life will come where okay, you graduated from high school. Now you either have to set yourself up for junior college, or but you have to keep growing and educating yourself. And that's not always in a school setting, but also in life. Because whatever you do today should be building a foundation for your children tomorrow, whether it just be getting a house for them. And that's just one thing, that's just a material thing. Building a foundation could be them seeing you working hard and purposefully, not just for a paycheck. You come home all drawn out and miserable, but you showing them, look, I got to keep doing this because I like the fact that you all are warm and safe and your bellies are full. When you get older, you're not going to have to work like me because I'm going to set it like that. And we're going to have a house, set it, work on it 3, 5 years. Me, your mama, your sister, everybody, we're going to have a house. Everybody going to have their own room. There's programs out here that help you get houses. You understand? So, and don't ever you forget to pray. Don't do that. Always remember to pray. Pray with a purpose and be patient, albeit moving. But you got to set your mind for the job at hand, which is you now have a life in your hands. Okay? And that is what you were chosen to do. You were chosen by the Almighty to do that. You say, yeah, I could have got anybody pregnant. Yeah, you could have. And the fact that you say something that's silly says a lot. But the fact that you did get somebody pregnant, not that you could have got anybody pregnant, the fact that you did, now guess what you have to do? Tell yourself, I will. Not that I won't, not that I can't. My father wasn't here. So that's the same old song, baby. So you're gonna take your pain and put it on your child? You building a foundation of pain then. Now give them the love that you believe you should have received. And that's how you that's how you get ready. That's how you get ready. You don't have to have everything today. You don't have to have all the knowledge. You don't have to have all the money. What you have to be doing is just be flat out willing. You have to be willing. You can't be no toe in, toe out business. You step up in that door and you stay your behind in there and y'all work it out. If you can't work it out, leave with a plan and say, these are the days that you can have them. These are the days that I'll have them, and I need help with the children. And you work at it. You know, you just work at it. Because the minute you tell yourself, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I can't do this, it's the minute that you forsake who you really are. And guess what? You put your children into the arms of another man at that point. And then you get all mad when they get older and blame them for everything. Oh, yeah, well, I told you I was going to come right back. Yeah, well, that ain't going to work, is it? No, it's not. It's truly not going to work. So please, hey, just please, Don't think you need to be know everything from A to Z to be a father. Nah, just that W word. Be willing and be ready. Don't just be willing, but be ready. Because you could be willing to do something, but then you're like, well, I'm not ready yet. But the fact that I'm willing, I will be ready. No, be ready and be willing and do. There is no more time. There is no more time. But right now, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Like Aaron Hall, don't be. That's a bad choice. Don't be afraid. Don't be. Don't be afraid, babe. Yeah, I think that's a very bad choice of songs, but you get what I'm saying. Don't. Hold on, y'all. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, baby. So yeah, and that's for my young men, those 15 to 21. Be willing, be ready. There you go. You have to be willing. It's a commitment from start to finish. That was comment is made by Phil Roberts in the chat. And so that's it right there. That's the nail on the head. Good night. I'm done. No, I'm staying. You have to be willing. It's a commitment from start to finish. And please understand, just because they hit 18 don't mean that you stop. You don't stop. Once they hit 18, know what you do then? You become a guide and a father. Not that they didn't need a guide when they were younger, but right now they really need a guide because they got that voice telling them you could do anything, get away with it. You're 18. No, you can't. Yeah. No, you can't. You really can't. So be mindful of that. And understand any woman that you lay with and you're not protected, there's a chance that you could have a child with that woman. And when you wake up with her, ask yourself, is this the woman you want to have a child with? This the woman who you want to put your life in her hands with? Because that's what you do once you have a child with somebody. Your life is in her hands, her life is in your hands. Because either one of you could bounce and leave the other one to do it all by itself, which leaves the child without something. Don't do that to them. Because I could tell you, I had open heart surgery, and then a few weeks later, I went and picked up the wick, which was crazy, and pulled a muscle. I should have never been out there. Then I started bleeding through my staples and stitches and all that stuff. That's me being, I just have to go do this for them, but I didn't have to, but I did. I could have been a little bit more patient, but things were moving fast enough. And I went out and hurt myself trying to help them, and then I realized I couldn't even move the next day. So how am I gonna help them? Hold on a second, y'all. Just hold on a second. Oh shit. Okay, I'm back. That's me. Yeah, I had to step away for a minute, but for some reason, I laid it down flat, and it kicked me off my own StreamYard for whatever reason. Don't know why I did that. But I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. So yeah, what I was saying is you you will learn as you go. You will learn. You learn from your failures, you learn from your successes, but most importantly, the fact that you were there, you will learn. Because I don't know how to simplify it. That's what happened with me. I learned from doing. I learned from doing. And believe me, there was some times where I was like, "Am I doing this right?" You know, there was some times where I was so happy when I remember these are some things you're gonna take with you throughout life. You're gonna remember their first steps and all of that, right? Let me get rid of this. Hold on, y'all. You gonna remember their first steps, all of that. It's gonna be amazing if those first steps. I remember that. I remember that. My oldest son's first steps. I took him. It was my other side of the family. It was a anniversary party and a birthday party for a family member, right? He saw this little girl that was his age, and he took off taking his first steps. I'm like, boy, that's your cousin on the other side of the family. He was staring at women since he was 2 years old. I knew who that was gonna be. I knew who he was gonna be. That's my supermodel. I call him because boy, all of them should model, but he's a supermodel. But look, like I said, I tell you what else you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn to be selfish with your time because you can't do what you used to do. Can't jump out and go play with the run out and go play with your boys. Can't go to the club no more and play with your boys like you used to because you now have a boy or you have a child, boy or girl. It don't matter. You got it. You got it. That's yours. You got responsibilities. So you're gonna be selfish with your time, and a lot of your friends are gonna fall off. But there will be a lot that stick and stay and don't go away. And guess what? Those are the ones that'll come over and see how you're doing. Those are the ones who are gonna help you out. The other ones who ran off on you, they just brought light to what you already knew. You can't trust them, bros. Say it with me. You can't trust them, bros. You gonna run off and leave because you now have responsibilities. Man, they should be standing by you. Mm-hmm. They should be standing by you. You don't need to know everything to be a father. You simply have to be willing to be a father. Yes. So I'm gonna hang on for a few more minutes. But man, I wish I had I had more knowledge when I started, but I knew this for a fact. I knew this for we were gonna be all right because I wasn't falling. I was not falling. I was gonna stick and stay every day, all day, all day. I actually wanted to go to school back then. I forgot what I wanted to take in school at the time. Their mother just graduated, and she was supposed to. But anyway, I forgot what I want to go to school for. But it doesn't matter now. Ups and downs, you stick and stay. Happy times, you don't go away. You'll have so many beautiful memories of the times you shared with them and how you played. And when you sang songs to them in bed and you back and forth, you swayed. If there was any danger, you stepped up without delay. Yes, yes, yes. Come on now with me. Come on now. Going to school for teachers conference talks. Hmm. It might not go the way you want it to go, but it goes how it goes, and that's what you know. Hmm. Teacher tell you your son got a bully. You're like, my son? He punking my son? Yeah, all day, every day. And one day your son might drop him because he can't take it no more. I ain't no punk. I told you that. Stop bothering me. Leave me alone, and that's for sure. I told you that from the moment I walked through the front door. But if you don't know, now you know. You don't. See? Those things will happen. Those things will happen. How you gonna handle it? You gonna tell the father to come over and y'all two gonna get into it? Nah. You ain't gonna do that. You're gonna do what's right. You're gonna tell your son, look, I ain't telling you not to do anything, but can't let somebody be punking you every day, man. Because he's not gonna stop. He's not gonna stop. And you gotta teach him with lessons, not with not with vengeance in your heart. Teach him with how to be firm. He said, but I think he can beat me. Well, you know for sure that I will beat you. One threat is higher than another threat. So, needless to say, ain't no bully no more. I was never gonna beat him for that. Come on, man. Not my boy. So, before I jump off in the next 3 minutes, man, if you if you got somebody out there right now and you and her are having a baby, hmm, guess what? You don't have to know everything to be a father. You simply have to be willing to be a father. And one day she's gonna turn around and say to you, "I'm proud of you, whether you're together or not, because you stepped up and you upped your game and you took care of the family." And that's what this is about, you know. Just step up. First, you got to step in to the situation. That's the willing part. Then, okay, since you were willing to do this thing, now step up and do this thing, and stick and stay and do this thing. And that's the only way you're gonna become a better father. You have to be willing to do it. You talking about the love and everything else? Trust me, the love gonna be there, and there's gonna be some days you wake up that you just like your children, but you don't even love them. You just like them. So sure you can't say that. Yes, I can, because you go through it. There's gonna be some days where you super proud of these children, man. Super proud of them. Yeah, they on the honor roll. They read X amount of books and all of that, right? Wow. But then, guess what happens? You're tired, but you know you gotta go to that school for that ceremony. You know you gotta buy them a suit too. Oh man, but it's my birthday, man. I can't even do nothing for my birthday. Not this time, cause something came up at school, and you can't do it. Well, look, y'all. I want to thank everyone for coming out, and Mr. Phil Carl Roberts, thank you. You've been supporting me for a hot minute, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate you, baby. And just listen. If you're afraid right now, you're all nervous. Listen to your heart. There's a steady beat going on there because that's telling you that you are willing to do it. Ain't nothing to be afraid about. You don't want to raise your own children or a child and watch them grow into something marvelous and beautiful and powerful. You never know. They could change your life as well as theirs. And all because not that you had all the knowledge, but you had that love, baby. That love. Well, look, that being said, thank you one and all. Stay blessed. I will be back again on Wednesday. Wednesday. Y'all be blessed. And once again, it's the Troy Graham Experience. What the hell am I doing? It's the Troy Graham Experience, Daddy's Lounge, episode 42. Come on by, won't you? My doors are always open. Well, this door right here that I press a button to, that's always open. That door, you don't come in here. I got something for you if you do. So don't come in that door. But anyway, be blessed, man. By the best, man. And sometimes take a deep breath and confess, man, I love being a father because that was God's plan, man. I love being a father because that was God's plan, man. I love being a father because that was God's plan, man. Bless up.